Just a quick Sunday shave and to say thank you for all those who subscribe to this slightly strange channel, Martin's Test Shaves, here again. I want to do a little call out to a very wise, very good subscriber, Nicola, 26X, because that's all I've got. So I hope Nicola is the right term. Anyway, thank you so much for the mention about novaculites and not to use a slurry. Let me just clear up what happened. Because I trusted Google, which is of course a vast mistake, trusting anything like Google, who on its very first mention of whether a Charnley forest was a novaculite or whether it was a slate, the very first one I found called it a slate. Wrong. The next one actually said it was a novaculite, which was very slate-like. So I had my little influx of new, to me, Charnley forest stones come in, and I didn't know really what to do. So mistakenly, I used both the novaculite process, which is very high polish and very fine oil, but then I decided, being stupid, that what I'd do was treat it also, the others, as slates, in which case I did actually derive a slurry, which of course is not a good idea, because as Nicola said, it's actually not the thing to do in novaculites. Anyway, I want to do this quick Sunday morning shave because another friend of mine, Jonas in Germany, he said, "What are you doing with all your beautiful Filly14s? I haven't seen them in ages." Because all my early videos were showing off the Filly14 and all its wonders. So today we're going to do a Filly14 shave. But it's not a normal Filly14. No, you're in for a treat today. Me too, I'm in for a treat. This is a very, very early Filly14 and it's a rare model. And I shall show you in 2 seconds. I'm just finishing up slapping on some of this rather nice Italian almond oil based wonderful soap. The Cella, one of my favourites, cheap as chips and a very nice kind lather. You don't necessarily need to spend a fortune on soap, particularly when I know very little about it. Anyway, that's a good lather. Well, it's my idea of a good lather. Let me show you the hardware and what it came with. Now that is an original early Philharmonica case. It's a series 1, and when, in this case, the gentleman who owned the shop bought more than a few, he could get his name put on. So this one actually says Catel Alancon. So that's not the maker, that's the retailer. And he obviously bought a few and liked them. This is the beast in question. Now this is a Jose Montserrat Pau with the beautiful little eagle stamped on the address. This is the especial. And to those who know about such things, they weren't necessarily an 8/8. The early ones were 7/8, as this one is. 7/8 was by far the more popular size. They made them 8/8 to give you the extra depth of blade for wearing out, extending the life, so to speak. But 7/8 is correct for this particular model. It has never been altered. It's a deep hollow. And of course, it's got the early Philharmonica silver inlay rather than the rather plastic models, which came a lot later. So this is really early. And of course, being a series 1, it will shave incredibly well. This has got a black Arkansas edge on it, which I put on, I think 2 years ago. Oh, it's just, please take my word for this. If you can get your hands on any Philharmonica, they are so superior. I can't even feel it cutting. Can you hear that? Utterly effortless. These early ones are they're the early Bugattis of the razor world, and they're magnificent. Absolute perfect. However, you don't necessarily have to get a really early one like this. I have got Filly14s made in the early 1980s when they were right on their last legs, because of the stupid laws that were brought in for barbers, saying, of course, that they couldn't use straight razors any longer because they gave disease, which of course they don't. Particularly ironic, as although the laws all over Europe now say you have to use disposable blades for a shave in a barber's shop, they didn't make any ruling about the brushes. So you've got the brushes, like this one, that have just been used on several horribly diseased people, and then they're not cleansed, they're just warm water straight onto the next customer, as my friends barbers often do. But that's all right, because obviously badger bristle brushes can't possibly carry any diseases like anthrax, smallpox, or God knows what else. Whereas, of course, a beautiful, polished, highly polished blade, sorry, but yes, it's just nonsense. But then, that's bureaucracy. Those that can do, those that can't teach, and those that can't teach administer. This is just joy. If anybody wants to get a late Filly, honestly, they're virtually as good as the early. I mean, okay, this is about as early and as special as you can get, and it is my pride and joy. It's an absolutely fabulous piece of kit. It's my favourite size 7/8. Oh, I can't believe how good this is. However, Puma are very good too. And lots of others, as we all know. I mean, I won't bore you to tears giving you a huge liturgy of the amount of wonderful razors there are out there. All I would say is the Filly14, and this goes for all the other YouTube film makers, they all say the same. The Filly14 is exceptional. Anyway, I only meant this little short video as a sort of an apology, really, I suppose, for the bit of a cock-up I made on the other green strange stones. I will remedy it. I will make absolutely fantastic edges, as this is. This is on a novaculite. This is, of course, a black Arkansas novaculite edge, whereas the Charnley forest is a green strange novaculite from England. Thank you, Google, for completely cocking up my research. Always appreciated. However, experimentation is the best teacher, and I do love experimenting. Well, there you go. Here's the proof. Why would anybody want to shave with anything else other than a straight razor? It's quite beyond me. Yes, you've got to learn. And then in the end, you're doing this. Faultless. Absolutely BBS faultless. And then you can learn to do all the strange strokes which I've learnt over the last, I don't know, probably year. There's some wonderful YouTube channels out there doing some fantastic ideas and experiments, and particularly Barber Dave, who explains and does some wonderful strokes. By the way, I get a little bit of lather, just a little bit on my fingers. So wipe the fingers, wipe your paws, and you won't slash your face. Anyway, yeah, here's a buffing stroke. Up and down, low angle. Very good for getting the little areas which don't always want to respond. We all get them, don't we? Up and down, up and down, up and down. However, the other parts I'm rather fond of is for getting recalcitrant neck hairs occasionally, where you actually use the edge horizontally, thus. So you go down and then just gentle strokes. Does work, you can hear it. There's no sound logic to it. We're at 90 degrees. It still works. Anyway, yeah, so slap a little bit of lather on and just pull the blade down like that. And if you've got any potential ingrowing hairs, it will actually remove them. A lot of people would say, why bother? I agree, why bother? But it's all part of the fascination of handling these wonderful tools, which we call straight razors. And to think that people want to shave with safety razors. No. However, I've had my little say. May I just say one more time, thank you to Nicola. It's very kind of you, sir. Madam, whatever. I'm sorry, this is confusing me. And the more information, the better. So yeah, I got it wrong. The Charnley stones, the Charnley forest stones, are novaculites. Thank you, Google, for buggering that up. And this has been an absolutely great shave. This is BBS, as you'd expect with one of these. I'll just finish off and I'll say one more time, thank you all for subscribing to my channel. I hope this is vaguely interesting. I'm only doing this to encourage the joy you get from a straight razor shave. Yes, it takes a few hundred passes to get really good at straight razor shaving, but it's so worth it. Nothing like it. Wonderful. Anyway, how about that? 13 minutes, I should be done. I'll just prove the point using the little stone here, which, as I say, is a little bit unnecessary when you're using a good razor, but I just wanted to prove the point. Little tiny bit of stinging today, actually, because I only shaved yesterday and I used 3 different razors. And also, if you're doing these strange novel strokes, you know, the edge of the blade going straight down, you will get a little bit of discomfort, tiny bit. Well worth it. Let's see if I can just slap on a little bit of this rather nice lather, courtesy method of Dapper Shaves, who, as I've said many times before, you really ought to watch his channel. He's slowing up on the videos, unlike me. I will eventually slow up once I've exhausted my repertoire. That feels good already. There's something about the almond oil which seems to work. So, where is it now? Oh, drop the lid. Chala Red. Very nice. Very cheap. Very cheerful. That is absolute perfection. Oh, now I can go skating. It's Sunday. I'll go and see my mates. So, let me just show you one more time. And don't forget, when you've got a precious razor, don't assume that it's dry inside the scales. It's probably not. Even though I don't soak my razors in water, it's always a good idea. Only takes a second. Now we're done. I'll give it a very, very light strop. That's all it needs. I only gave it 20 laps since I last used it. 20 laps just now. Didn't even need that. It hanging hair tested like a friggin' laser. Anyway, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. More soon. Bye for now. Bye.